Madam Speaker, last week, after 8 years of the Prime Minister pretending that his way was the only way to reduce emissions, he announced a pause on the carbon tax on home heating, but only for some Canadians, only in some regions, not for all Canadians. Calgarians are already struggling to meet everyday expenses and keep warm during cold winter nights. On Monday, the member from Calgary Skyview has a choice to make. Will he continue to support the Prime Minister's plan to divide Canadians by taxing regions differently, or will he be allowed to support our common-sense Conservative plan to take the tax off and keep the heat on for all Canadians?
Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Now, I'll accept that the member from Calgary Centre probably has 0 constituents that use home heating oil. That's not true across the whole province. There are Albertans that use home heating oil that aren't on propane or natural gas. The difference between propane and natural gas and home heating oil is that home heating oil is way more expensive, way more emissions intensive, it's less healthy, and we need to get Canadians off of that product and to using a heat pump, Madam Speaker. Now, we already know that the Conservative Party of Canada is here for the oil and gas sector. Let's see if they're here to fight climate change and help Canadians get onto a heat pump.
The honourable for Calgary Centre.
Madam Speaker, that's the first time I've heard somebody differentiate the warmth going into people's homes in the wintertime to keep them from freezing. But thank you. The NDP Liberal government is not worth the cost, and Canadians can see it. Canadians are struggling to make ends meet with the inflation compounded by this Prime Minister's policies. We have put forward a common-sense Conservative motion to take the carbon tax off so that all Canadians can keep the heat on. Residents of Calgary Skyview want to know if they will be left out in the cold by their Liberal member. Will the government allow the backbenchers to vote for tax fairness for all Canadians?
The honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Madam Speaker, pricing carbon is a market-based solution. I know the member from Calgary Centre is an economist. He's a smart guy. We've spent some time in this House debating issues like this. But a market-based instrument is not a controversial one. We're talking about the most expensive, the dirtiest, the most intensive emissions way to heat a home, and getting Canadians off of that product and using an efficient heat pump to heat their home, to lower our emissions, and to make sure that we're driving toward a net zero future for Canada. Thank you, Madam Speaker.